Bouquets are so overpriced. I enjoy giving my girlfriend flowers, but it's insane that it digs a hole in my pocket every single time. And moreover, it wilts faster than my pocket. So, what if I could grow my own bouquet of flowers with the help of my little friends in the ecosystem? The tank began as a side project a few months back because I wanted to save my sad, desperate wallet. For the substrate, I poured some soil through the sieve to remove the larger chunks, leaving me with the soil I can actually put in. I cleaned out the tank and proceeded to do the exact opposite by putting the dirt in again. I poured some gravel on top of the soil to hold it down to stop it from becoming the highlight of the tank. I took this piece of spiderwood and tried out a couple of different variations to find perfect angle before settling on the best one. I like how the bottom of the roots sticked out, making it look like a mangrove. I then used some rocks to hold the wood down and glue it together so it won't crawl away when I filled it up with water. I had some plants left over from my last build, so I took them out and planted them in. I also got some dwarf and beulah plants from the shop specifically for this, because I wanted the tank to look like a true som when it all grows out. I took the tank cover and placed it over, but realized there was no place with access to the ecosystem for the flowers to grow. Instead, I took a piece of foam and decided to DIY the tank cover myself. I measured the size of the pots and used some fancy math equipment to get an even circle. I then cut 2 holes in the top, one for each of the 2 flowers making up the bouquet. Then, I drilled holes in the bottom of the plastic pots so that the roots would have access to the water from the tank. Usually baby breath and roses grow in the ground, but since I decided to abduct them and put them in the water, I'm worried their roots might rot way too quickly. So after I cleaned them off, I added these tiny balls to help absorb the moisture. I dropped them into the holes to start absorbing that juicy snail pool water. To keep this tank moving, I decided to add 2 snails in for now and hopefully the flowers bloom soon. The snails made themselves at home right away, sucking on whatever they could find in the ground. It's been about 3 weeks since I last touched this tank. The plants had almost doubled in size, so something must be going right despite how murky and ugly the water is. There was also this orange film covering the bottom, which I'll need more help with, but for now, I decided to do my part and help out by doing a water change. With the water change out of the way, I noticed the snails were just spending all day sucking on the glass, cleaning off whatever they could find. However, they were pooping everywhere, so I needed another cleanup crew. I decided to get some golden back shrimp and let them go on a feast. I gently added the shrimps in because they are incredibly sensitive to water changes, and I think they are enjoying their new home. The baby breath and roses were starting to grow their buds, so it's not long before they grow up and bloom, so I left it alone for a couple more days. This is the lucky shoal of fish which is going in this tank. These guys are called chili restorers, which I think might not be as commonly seen, but I think they look cool. Thus, I decided to put 6 of them in. The fishes found a portion at the bottom of the tank where all the food had sunk to. I think that's the equivalent of a mighty free buffet, and the fishes didn't need a second invitation. I decided not to add any micropredators in this tank because the population of each species did not swing a certain way. By now, the poop in the tank had grown out of control as I did not have a filter, and although I just found out that snails have eyes behind its feelers here unlike turbo, this snail made sure to stay well clear of it. Since the snails were not doing anything, I had to do something about it. So I got this amazing otter to do the job. They are bottom feeders and most fish poop actually contains loads of nutrients. So yeah, he's practically eating poop and algae off the glass. I took them out of the bag that they came in and carefully added them into the ecosystem. I needed to check in on the plants. But first, coffee. I mean baby brine shrimp for breakfast. I guess that's their equivalent. The plants had grown like crazy because food like this every day meant that the fishes were visiting the toilet more than once. So the plants were getting all the nutrients they needed. When they reach the surface, they will have access to the carbon dioxide from the air, so that will make them grow even quicker. I decided to let the tank stabilize overnight whilst the flowers sit happily in the tank as if nothing had happened, quietly blooming. By now, the fishes had stopped over-polluting the water because the increased density of this forest and the addition of our king poop eater meant that more poop was getting gobbled up. I also found these pregnant shrimp roaming around the tank, so I guess they are happy and repopulating by doing their part for the environment as well. Both the baby breath and roses have finally bloomed, so it was now time for them to go in the bouquet. I gently cut the rose from the plant and placed them onto the table so that I could arrange them in a perfect way. I'll need wrapping paper, ribbon, tape, and of course the flowers. I'm trying my best here to wrap it all up nicely, but to all of you florists out there, I'm sorry. This is the final product, and I think it looks better than all the bouquets out there. My wallet certainly thinks so. This tank definitely proves that this can be done, so I won't have to buy bouquets ever again, and especially not during Valentine's Day, with a bit of careful planning. To all girlfriends out there, if your boyfriend suddenly has a fish tank, now you know what's going on. Your wallet has convinced them.